So hello everyone, myself Mayank Raval, and currently I'm pursuing my graduation from GMIT College, and I have just entered in my second year, and I am a competitive coder. So it was back then when I was in my 12th standard, and I was preparing for my IIT exam, and I was like not preparing from the like specific tuition from the IIT for IIT. I was preparing by my own, and in my mid of the 12th, I came to know about that these companies such as Microsoft and Amazon, these hires a lot of people from the IITs and the good colleges. But I thought that in my back of my mind that maybe I don't get into such IITs and these good colleges because I am not getting that like good tuitions or good education. So I thought that maybe I should get into a tier 3 college or like some good not good college. So then I have like I don't panic that time, and I immediately like search on Google and search on YouTube that is there any other way to get into these such companies. And I found a way that off-campus placements. So I started like learning the videos and started searching the videos whenever I was free in my 12th of class. So I like found that if you wanna get an off-campus placement, two things are needed. One is you have a strong DSA, and you can learn like any of the programming language such as Java or any of the C++. So what happened is when the time came of my admission, the thing happened is my parents are not that financially stable, so they can only like got admitted me into the college, but they can't afford to buy me a laptop. So I like requested them that please buy me a laptop, please buy me a laptop, I can do it. And they, I think they believed in me, and they buy me a laptop. Okay. So I have and the important thing which I want to address is like those students who don't get into IIT, those like don't get into good college, don't be panic. Always make a plan, and if you're making a plan, you will never be failed. Because when I don't get into IIT, I already made like created a plan that if I don't get into IIT, I will take an off-campus placement. I will like work hard. But the thing is, if you are like taking off-campus placement, if you're preparing for off-campus placement, you need to work hard. You need to 10x. You need to work hard into 10x, right? So that's the reason. So when I entered into my college, from the very first day, I started my programming journey and I started learning Java. I learned Android development, and I have created 2 to 3 apps like such a music player and the small apps. That's not a big deal. So what I will like telling you that what's the mistake I did. So I started learning Java, which is I can say that not a like it's not bad, but Java is a like complex language. You cannot learn Java when you are a beginner, because if I tell you that the day when I go the day before I'm going to buy a laptop, I like searched on the Google that how to switch on a laptop, because I even don't know how to switch on a laptop. So like even I have to Google it. So I think if you are a beginner, you need to learn some basic stuff. Like you can start from Python, and but I started from Java because there is no one to tell me that oh man, you don't need to start from Java because Java is a complex language. And that's why I grabbed only from like 6 to 70% in my mind Java. But I started Android development, and I started learning Kotlin language, which is like nowadays professional like language for the Android development. So I created 2 to 3 apps in Android, but I don't get interest into it. So I tried Android development and Java and this Kotlin language for around I can say 2 to 3 months, but I don't get interest into it. So what I did is I start learning DSA, and the biggest mistake I can say is I don't learn DSA. I directly jump into the DSA questions, which I think that you don't need to do that, because if you are directly jumping into DSA is not easy. Like frequently telling you DSA is not easy. DSA is very complex. So first of all, learn the like concept and then jump into the questions. So when I when I saw the first question of DSA at Geeks for Geeks, I like close my laptop and like I will be panicked that oh man, what's the question? What is like stating the question? Because the thing I have learned is very different. If you are learning some concept like if else condition for loop, and when you see the question, you don't even get a single line of the way. And that what is the question asking? I see something like constraints, like what is this constraint? I don't even get it. So I tried to learn like DSA. I start solving the questions, but I don't get them. So what I did is, okay, so I like leave the DSA, start learn some another programming language, because the thing is, I am solving the question from Java language, which is at my time there is like very few courses, I don't remember that, where the very few courses who are teaching us DSA by Java language, because very few courses are there who are teaching Java language. Nowadays they are like much more, but at that time they are very few. And if you see any question, if you see any question and you are not getting its code, it is probably like it will the every question code available in C++, but not in Java. Maybe it is possible not in Java, but every single questions code is present in C++, because most 90% of the programmers use C++. So I like in my second semester, there is a language called C. C language is in my second semester. So that was like not a big deal. I learned it into 20 to 25 days. And while learning C language, I start learning the DSA. So when I finished my C language, I immediately start learning C++. So I finished my 20 C language in 20 to 25 days. And meanwhile, I am learning the DSA also. So after finishing C, I have the basic knowledge of DSA and I start learning C++. I started my CP journey from HackerRank. So I like, first of all, what I did is I started my journey from HackerRank, and I like I can say that I have sold more than like 250 questions for at HackerRank, and then I jump into CodeChef, and then I jump into Codeforces, because if you see, if you're doing CP, the basic level of CP is HackerRank, and the advanced level of CP is Codeforces. Codeforces is like much advanced than HackerRank. So if you are a beginner, start your journey from HackerRank for competitive programming, not for programming, just for competitive programming. So I'm a 5-star coder at HackerRank and a 5-star coder at C++ at HackerRank and 5-star coder of problem solving at HackerRank. And currently I'm a 4-star coder at CodeChef, and I expect that at day after tomorrow, day after today, I will be becoming a 5-star at CodeChef, and I have got a global rank of 29 in CodeChef Cook-Off in CodeChef Cook-Off challenge, and I got a global rank of 206 in CodeChef starters, and I have got a global rank of 87 in CodeChef long challenge, and a lot of like I have in like top 100 in LeetCode, a lot of in a lot of LeetCode weekly contest and bi-weekly contest. I'm in the top 100 in all over the globe. So in CodeChef Cook-Off challenge, there are like 12,000 people. There are 12,000 participants. And in CodeChef, I will say starters, there are 27,000 participants. And in, I will say, CodeChef long challenge, there are more than 30,000 participants. And if I will say about LeetCode weekly contest or LeetCode bi-weekly contest, there are more than, in every contest, there will be more than 17 to 18,000 participants in every contest, you will say, in LeetCode. So the first contest I participated in the LeetCode weekly contest, and like it was so depressing, because when I saw the problems, I know the logic, I know the correct logic that this is this happening in the problem, but I was not able to write the code. I don't know why, because maybe my writing code ability is like very bad, or maybe I was like I don't, because first of all, I want to address that if you are learning the logic, try to implement it, because if you implement it in code, then only it is beneficial for you. Because if you are like good at logic, there's like it is meaningless, because if you cannot write the code, there is no need of your industry. So I think that when I participate in LeetCode first contest, that is weekly contest, I built my logic and I don't able to write the code, so it was so demotivated. But what I did is, I immediately, like when the contest is ended up, I immediately start learning when I started like from the very basic stuff, from the very underground level. I started like arrays questions, like a very stacks question, like queues, like very basic stuff. I started it and started implementing it. And immediately, like after I can say 2 to 3 weeks, after 2 to 3 weeks, my like writing code ability is very good. And when the next weekly contest happened, and I got a global rank of 56 in lead code weekly contest. So yeah, that's what happened in my first contest. So when I started learning DSA, what happened with me is I started learning the concept. I don't know all the problems, like what are the problem types of, what are the things that. So I started learning the concepts, and when I implement them in questions, I don't implemented them in questions because I was not good at writing the code. So then I like tried a lot of things, like started writing the code in notebook. Because if you try to writing the code in the notebook and you try to writing in the IDE, there's a lot of difference. You will do a mistake while writing in your notebook. So I tried to writing in notebook, and a lot of things. So if you are approaching a CPU problem, the first thing I will like to tell you is, don't learn the problem solution, always learn the concepts. Because if you are learning the problem solutions, you will never get that. You maybe forget after 1 week or 5 days. So always try to learn the concepts, because there are a lot of problems which are similar, which are very similar, and the logic is just different, but their implementation is like totally different. So if you are learning the solutions, you will like forgetting it, and maybe 5 days to 7 days. And this happened to me also. I was like, whenever I face a hard problem, I try to learn the solution. I don't like used to learn the concept which is implementing into it. So that's a, like, you first of all, whenever you see a CPU problem, if it's an easy problem, there's a no need to like learning it was a constructive program if it is. But if like something big topics is implementing it, such as you can say DP or trees or graphs, like such big topics, so try to like think that what's the problem stating is. And when you get the problem, what is problem stating is, what you need to do is you need to dry run your logic in your notebook. Okay, so I'm thinking this logic, and does this logic work on multiple test cases? Does this logic work on this test case or this test case? So if it is working, then what you will think is, does your logic working on the corner test cases? Because the important thing is, because if you're trying to solve any of the questions, if you try to solve all of the corner cases, then problem is automatically solved. Because if the corner cases is solved, problem is nothing. So try to solve your, like, try to write your logic in your notebook, and try to dry run multiple test cases, write in multiple corner cases. After trying on multiple corner cases, if you are good at implementing, if you are good at writing the code, just write the code, and yeah, you are done. So this is the one of the, like, you can say, most controversial question that I have ever seen. Did I do CP or development? So first of all, you need to understand that both are the different things, both are like opposite things. So try everything. If you are in first year of college, if you are in second year of your college, try everything. Try CP, try development. Don't be like, okay man, I'm going for development, I'm going for CP. Don't be like that, don't be like that guy. So try development and try CP. If you're not getting development, do CP. If you're not getting CP, try development. Because what I did is, in starting, I learned development, I learned Android development. But I also like create 2 to 3 apps. After creating 2 to 3 apps, after learning whole thing, then I think that, okay man, I'm not getting interest into it. So I need to change it. So don't be like that guy, like you are trying CP for 1 day, 2 day, or 1 week. Don't be like that guy, because you cannot get 5-star or 6-star rating overnight. You need to work hard, and you need to devote minimum 8 to 10 hours to CP or anything with development. Then only you can ace at and either CP or either development. So don't do CP or don't do development. Because if you are good enough in any of the skills, CP or development, there are a lot of opportunities you can like grab if you are good at CP or development, anything. So try everything and do whatever you are like interested in, and do whatever you feels good. So the important advice which I want to give you is, if you're starting CP or if you're learning the DSA, there are two things that you need to keep in mind. First thing, like I am the guy who was like very lazy in starting, in now, not now, in starting I'm like very lazy. I don't focus on one thing like for 2 to 3 hours. But what I do is, I know that if I am learning something for 15 hours, I can only grab the things for 8 hours, like the 8 hours thing. So what I do is, okay, I know I can only grab the things for 8 hours. So if I learn for 15 hours, I can only grab 8 hours. So what I do is, I learn 15 hours. I devote 15 hours a day because I know that I can only grab 8 hours. So if you are learning DSA, if you are learning CPs, you cannot do anything DSA or CP in 1 to 2 hours. That is not possible, not at all. Not even 4 to 5 hours, because DSA and CP are like those things that like very few of the people can do. And if I say about in my college, like I haven't seen any of the guy who is like doing CP and who was good in CP. A lot of people started CP, started learning DSA, but gets demotivated because the thing is this, because we started the solving questions, they definitely you will get demotivated because the questions are much harder than you think. So if you are like motivated, be motivated and be focused. The important thing is be focused. If you are devoting 8 hours, be consistent and be focused. The thing that you learned in 8 hours is like into your mind, like not like it will be blank in within a week or within 8 days. So try to focus everything and try to be consistency. When I'm saying consistency, it means that like if I talk about my consistency, so I have started learning program. I have started my programming journey on, I know that 10th of December last year, and from 10th of December till now, I have not taken even a single day break. Like I'm not doing programming on this day. So I till then to now, I am doing like the programming till every day, to every day. Today also, if I am either I'm ill or either having like uh, engagement or like any of the functions in my family, every day I will do programming and I will solve like 2 to 3 hard questions. So if you are consistent, if you have a consistency, and most of the people like ask me that, hey man, I don't have the time, I don't like to like do questions. So one thing I want to say to them is, if you are not liking the CP or if you're not liking the DSA, just try to do for 30 days. Just try to do. Don't be like, if you are getting bored, just try to do 8 to 10 hours a day, and you will see after 30 days automatically you will if you are feeling bored, the automatically your body will open the laptop and like open the questions and you start solving, because that's how the hobby will generate. That's how like you started the like that's how you can be like create your consistency, and that's how I did. So yeah, these are my advices to you, that be consistent and be focused. These are the only two things that if you are like if you achieve these two things, you can crack any of the product based companies, or you can crack any of the interviews. Yeah, that's it.
Hey YouTube, how are you doing? Stay tuned to Facebook for more awesome videos. Don't forget to subscribe.